Alright, thanks to the new release of the Last Jedi novelization, we learned some fun things about Snoke. So this video, I want to talk about 5 brand new things we learned about him. Not sure if anyone still cares about Snoke, but I don't know, I guess I do.
You're fulfilling your destiny.
Alright, number 1, Snoke interacted with original trilogy characters. Apparently Palpatine knew of Snoke. Snoke was learning truths about the Force and the unknown regions, apparently just laying there in wait to be discovered, and may have shared these things with him. Snoke was also aware of Luke and liked that the man went on a quest for knowledge and truth before bringing back the terrible Jedi Order. At one point, Luke connected with Snoke for more knowledge. Which is probably a knife to Luke, as this man he went to exchange information with eventually betrays him and turns his nephew. Okay, number 2, the rise of the First Order. So according to the novelization, the rise of the First Order was improvised and not a grand plan. Palpatine had a contingency plan to destroy and bring forth a rebirth, which we saw in other canon, and that helped lead to the First Order. When Snoke came in, none of the Imperials that fled to the unknown regions after the Empire was destroyed thought he'd become a leader. But all the other Imperial leaders were co-opted, destroyed, or sidelined as Snoke took power. So Snoke basically took advantage of the improvised First Order. However, before saying that Snoke just completely took advantage of the First Order and wormed his way into power, it's because of Snoke's knowledge of the unknown regions that saved the First Order from being completely destroyed. So without Snoke, the First Order would have been decimated and wouldn't have even gotten as far as it did under him. Moving on to number 3, his past. From the Collector's Edition, The Last Jedi book, we learn that Snoke had at least one other apprentice besides Kylo. Apparently Kylo was his only current apprentice though, which maybe more hints that all his old apprentices were dead. But of course, maybe they are alive, but they're off doing their own evil things instead. The book also revealed that Snoke has left legions of uncountable dead enemies and those that have underestimated him in the past. Which makes him being killed by a man that he underestimated even more fun, I think. Snoke also had many years of experience with Force visions. He learned at a young age when the galaxy was very different that visions of the future were tricky, and that you needed to be careful with them or die. In his old age, he knew that when it came to visions, many things were left out of them. Number 4, Snoke and Kylo. Despite Kylo being his only apprentice, once Kylo kills Han Solo, Snoke no longer believes in him. He sees that Kylo is a mix of light and dark, but he's also incredibly unstable. It's been talked about a million times now that Kylo was made weaker by killing his father, despite Snoke telling him it would make him stronger. So I have a feeling Snoke, with all his Force research in the unknown regions, was still guessing about what worked and what didn't with the Force, and Kylo kind of suffered from that as Snoke's little experiment. When The Last Jedi begins, because Kylo is unstable with the light and dark, Snoke had decided after he conquered the galaxy, he would rethink Kylo being his apprentice, which comes off a little Palpatine-like to me. Finally, number 5, Snoke, Kylo, and Rey. Once Rey is brought to Snoke, he knows that he no longer needs her since his victory is assured. However, he notes that she would have been a good apprentice or tool in the past. Interestingly, after all 3 of them are in the throne room and Snoke reveals that he's the one behind the Force bond between Kylo and Rey, at first Kylo is surprised, but then he becomes calm and balanced. So internally, the unstableness of his light and dark stabilize, and his biggest flaw is no more. Hilariously, Snoke thinks Kylo can only be great if he uses his abilities to control his own destiny. Then Kylo kills Snoke and controls his own destiny. Oops. So what do you think about this new information about Snoke? And are you at least a little excited about them confirming eventually we are going to get a story about Snoke manipulating Kylo? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars videos.